This is part two of the German Mare. So here's the deal. I just thank you for watching. Hey, thank you. Really, thank you. And uh, it didn't help. Anyways, I'll just do this. Um, anyways, they two surgeons working on me, and they truly did save my life. They got that spleen to stop bleeding, and we watched it for a while. The three of us make sure it wasn't gonna bleed more, and then the little guy, the little Asian guy. Oh, I'm telling you. He pulled that tube out, and I thought, you really be careful down there, stitch that up good, and he did, and so I was 8 days in ICU, and one morning the surgeon came in, the little army guy, because the little Asian guy was off saving people's lives, and the army guy was retired from the army, and he had a nurse along with him, and 8 days in ICU, and I thought, I'm going home. Forget this stuff. And so when they stopped beside my bed, I said, well, brother, I said, pull the junk out of my arm and call my wife and get her to come pick me up. I said, I'm going home. And he said, well, you can't. I said, son, I'm going home. I stay in this hospital. I'm actually apt to get sick. And and he said, you don't know what you're asking. I said, yes, I do. And he said, well, you have to, you have to get off the morphine. And I really like that stuff. Yeah, but you only had about 5 seconds of morphine every hour, and I took that right quickly. Whoa! By the time the hour was done, I was back in real pain. 8 ribs, my left arm, my nose, my pride, and the blessed surgery. And he said, you have no idea how much pain you're going to be in. And I said, well, actually, I'm pretty sure I do. Well, he said, you can't. I said, son, I'm leaving. With or without your blessing. And the little nurse standing next to him, she said, it's not your first rodeo, is it? I said, no, little girl, it's certainly not. Not. Oh, I don't mean a rodeo. Gee, I fall off horses, get injured. I never even been in a rodeo, but I've had several rodeos. And anyways, they sent me home. Oh, they didn't want to. I said, just give me some T3s. That's all I need. I don't do perks. Don't want those things. They're addictive. And called my ex, and she came and got me. And I probably got home at about 12:30 in the afternoon or at lunch, and I walked in, got myself a coffee, went out on the deck, and along about then, my ex was she had come pretty early. I mean, she was a nurse at Rocky View, and and she was putting the horses out. I thought, you know something, end of the day, I'm going to just walk out there. I'm going to somehow get on the other side of the electric fence. And when she's putting the horses in, at least I can give her a hand. You see, I fully expected that I'd be back to work in a day or two. I probably would have done it too if it hadn't been for a little 6-month old paint horse. And anyways, at 5 o'clock, 5:30, I watched my ex. She headed out of the house, old giant house. Oh, you have no idea, 5,000 square foot. Oh, I built the whole blessed thing. Anyways, she went to get the horses in. I headed out there just to going for the gold. And I got down on my knees and then I got down on my face and I rolled under the electric fence because there wasn't a gate there. And dear Lord, you're rolling around on an arm that has a crack in it, a break actually, and 8 ribs that no longer work with each other and all that stuff. I rolled under that fence and I stood up on the other side. It was with some degree of duress, definite lack of comfort. And horses started coming by, and I said hello to each one. And then along came a little 6-month-old pink stallion, and I spoke to him. And the little jerk drop kicked me right in the leg, and he broke my leg. Well, I know what a break is like. I've had many. And I hit the ground. Uh, some duress represented there, ribs and all. And the little jerk was going to tag me again. I rolled under the fence and I stood up and I couldn't really walk on my leg. And X said, "What's wrong with your leg?" I said, "The little jerk just broke it." She said, "I don't know what I'll do emotionally if I have to watch you walking around on a cast." I thought, it's not you walking on the stupid broken leg, it's me. I said, "I don't need a cast." I said, I don't often break bones right off unless they're ribs. And I thought, how does this feel? I thought, I can live with it. Well, I was already on T3, say. I mean, and it still hurt. Whoa, did it hurt? Anyways, 7 days went by. I was still hurting. And I was talking to a guy on the phone, and I was sitting on my quad, and I said, I stepped off the quad and I heard that bone in my leg crack, and it broke right off. The the sound reverberated through my whole blessed body, and the pain was right through the roof. I said to the guy, I said, "I just broke my leg, so I better get off the phone." He never called me again. I don't know even who he was, but anyways, I thought, well, it's 5 o'clock. I don't want to screw up the doctor's supper, so I'll just drive myself over in the morning in my Corvette, standard, right leg. I walked into the hospital. Oh, same surgeon. Oh, that man was a hard worker. Always says, "Jim, how you doing?" I said, "I'm fine, thanks." He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I broke my leg." He said, "How'd you do that?" Oh, I said, "A little horse kicked me." He said, "When did that happen?" I said, "Last week." Oh, he said, "Jim, you are special, aren't you?" "Oh, I'm Irish." And he said, "You know something? I would never waste an x ray on anyone else in the world except you." Because he said, "You are special." I'm not sure that he didn't mean a special needs person, but nonetheless, uh, he said, "Where do you think it's broke?" I said, "Well, it's broke right there. There's no thinking about it. That's where." And he said, "Here, let me put your finger there." He put a little mark. He said, "Okay, let's go get you X-rayed." And come back from the X-ray room. I'm sitting in there in a wheelchair and so on. And he said, I walked in. He said, well, what color of cast do you want on your leg? I said, well, I'm Protestant and Irish, so how about an orange one? And he says, well, Jim, there's a new type of cast out now. It's called an air cast. It's something that you can put on and take off, and you climb in the shower. It's really good. I said, whoa. He said, it's only X amount of money. I thought, oh, dear God, I can't really afford that. And I thought, oh, gee, I would really like one of those, but I really can't afford it. I said, let's go with the old fashioned cast because I'm a tad bit short of money and the way it looks, spleen and broken bones and broken leg now. I might not be able to work tomorrow. He knew I wasn't kidding me. And he said, Jim, I'm your brother. My doctor, he wasn't my doctor. He was just a guy in Emerge, Black Diamond. He said, I'll pay half. He said, can you afford the other half? I said, yes, sir, I can. I'll put it on my credit card. Yeah. And I think, God is so kind to me. I mean, he really is. I mean, I break things, but I recover. And, uh, and so got sorry for that emotion. I just, I just, I just so admire people who have enough guts to put their dollar where their heart is. And he did. And I walked out, got into my Corvette, and I thought, how in the world do I handle the fuel with this? And then I thought, well, I can do it. So I backed her out and I ran the gears and I, uh, I headed back to the ranch. Now, my ex said, we're going to ship that Mare. And I said, no, we're not. I said, I believe in that big Mare. I said, there's something special about her. She said, no. She said, we're going to ship it to Fort McLeod and kill it. And I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't you kill a horse because it just acted like what it is. It's a horse. And I said, that's not happening. And, oh, gee, my ex, well, she is special. Good lady. And so she ended up selling that horse to another person for nothing. I mean, really nothing this time. And that person believed in that big Mare as I did. And I mean, she sold that big Mare for $18,000. And that big Mare, uh, she went back to jumping. And I don't know how she did. I don't know where she got to, but she jumped. And if she didn't jump at Spruce Meadows, I'd be really shocked. But anyways, here, I don't want to drag this all out and bore you half to death. Um, that little lady, uh, I delivered her big gelding sometime later, and she called me one day and she said, Jim, I'm a bit short of money. I said, hey, it happens. And she said, remember that horse I bought from you for 25,000? That was fusing. I said, yes, I do. She said, could you buy it back? I said, I can't. I can't pay you 25,000. I mean, that's a chunk of change. She said, how much can you give me for him? I said, look, here's the deal. I'll give you $7,500 for that gelding in 2 weeks' time. Uh, I'll give you $1,000 today, like right now, and you can call that a gift, or you can call that a down payment on the fusing horse. And so we bought. She said, "I'll come get the $1,000." She says, "I barely have fuel, and I all that stuff. I understand. I've been where things were rough, rugged, tough, where it seemed that everything was stacked against you. But for me, I always had my faith in God. Uh, I didn't tell people what I was going through. I always said, God, if you figure someone's going to be able to give me a helping hand, then you're going to have to tell them that I need it because I'm not. I won't. I won't." And so she came and got her dollar and 1,000, and 2 weeks later, I paid her the other 6,500 for that fusing. I tell you this, life has a lot of twists and turns in it. If you don't realize that the road to eternity is has a lot of bumps in it, you're not attentive to your own life even. I truly believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God. I believe that the Creator is God, that He, in His kindness to you and to me, gave us this glorious opportunity to be at peace with Him through the sacrifice that Jesus, the Savior, the Redeemer, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, made on the cross, in that He took my sins, yours if you choose. If you don't, it's your choice. I'm not a religious person. Oh, if I lived near Center Street Church in Toronto or in Calgary, I'd go there. And I'll probably go and see if I can find a church in Fort Mac. I'll just look around. It's kind of lonely here. Not too bad, but it does. Anyways, the only way that I found to be at peace with God is to say this simple short prayer: God, forgive me. I accept that Jesus, your Son, my Savior, took my place on the cross for my sins, and I am so sorry for having lived the way that I have. Help me to be what you want me to be. If you have enough guts to humble yourself and pray, I shout encouragement to you. The frailty of life is this: you don't know what tomorrow holds for you. You know this: you're going to live till you die, and only what you do today will equip you for where you're going to end up being, whether it's heaven or hell. It's your choice. No one can make it for you. It's not a religious thing, and it certainly is not a church thing. It's a thing between you and God. I I hope you choose wisely. I hope you humble yourself and pray. I wished for you what I have had since I was in my mother's womb, and that is a knowledge and understanding that there was a God. It wasn't until I was 9 years old that I even knew uh, that there was a Jesus Christ. I'd heard him mentioned several times, but not good. Okay, God bless. God bless you. I wish you nothing but the best. You can only choose your eternity while you are alive. Thereafter, uh, there is no hope in the grave if you are not at peace with God now. I'm thinking this is less than 20 minutes by about 16, 14 seconds. You don't know what's going to rise up and hurt you. But I tell you this, I've said many times, you don't know what tomorrow holds, but you can know who holds tomorrow. Okay? God bless you. God bless you.